Hello, my name is Muhammad Atman, and this is my YouTube explanation of my code. So we start with our two imports right here, sys and getOp. Um, sys is used for accessing command line arguments, while getOpt is used for parsing those arguments. And then we define our options right here. We have our short options, which is O, T, and H. The semicolon indicates that if the letter before has a semicolon, or if there's a semicolon after the letter, then that means that letter is actually going to be taking arguments. So that's as we know, H will not be taking arguments, so there's no semicolon after. An empty there's we also have an empty options list, indicating that hyphen O and hyphen T both require arguments, while hyphen H does not. These three variables, option one, option two, and option three, these are initialized to store the values of these options. Option three was still initialize an empty string, even though it's just really a flag. So moving on to the try, a try block is obviously used when we're using try with getopt because getopt is going to be comparing what it wants, and so it's going to be it's very easy to get errors with this kind of stuff because it's going to be comparing two of them. So getopt is going to parse the command line arguments, passing sys.argv1. It's going to do that so it could skip the script name. Short options and long options, going to be skipping those. So this function returns the two values, a list of option and value pairs, and a list of positional arguments, though the second, a list of positional arguments, is not used here. If the parsing doesn't work out, a getopt error is caught in the except block, which prints the error message and exits the program with a status code of 2. The script then iterates over the list of option value pairs. For each pair, it checks the option and assigns its corresponding argument to the appropriate value, uh, or the appropriate variable. Specifically, hyphen O and hyphen T options are stored in option one and option two. And the same thing goes for option three, but that one is set to true if hyphen H is present, which is the reason why that flag is important, what we were talking about earlier, is because it'll tell us if that option was actually being used. So that's why we need that hyphen H to be set to true. And then moving on, we have reading and printing standard output. After processing the command line arguments, the script prints standard output and it enters another try block to read from standard input line from line to line in an infinite loop, immediately printing each line it reads. This loop continues until an error is printed, specifically an EOFE error or an EFA error, signaling the end of the input, at which point the script catches the error and exits the loop. In our final loop, or our final if blocks, finally, the script prints command line arguments and checks each of the three option variables. If any of them are set, it prints the option and its value. For option three, it was used as a flag, as I said earlier, in this situation as well. It simply checks if true and prints option three, indicating the option was provided without displaying any additional value.